here we go again. Another Clippers postseason and another Clippers player gets hurt. What's going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA, talking more NBA playoffs. And if you have not heard right by now, Blake Griffin has been ruled out for the remainder of the postseason with a right toe injury, right big toe injury that he suffered in game I believe it was 3 in the Jazz Clippers series, in which the Clippers were able to win, but now they lose their star power forward for the remainder of the playoffs. So again, here we go again, another postseason, and someone on the Clippers gets hurt. It feels like a broken clock at this point with the Clippers, and a couple of years ago was Chris Paul when he got hurt against the Blazers, in which they advanced, and now the lucky Warriors are thanking their lucky stars because they avoided Yusuf Nurkic in the first round, and now they get to avoid Blake Griffin in the second round. I'm not saying the Clippers would have beat the Warriors, but it certainly would have been more competitive had Blake played. So this begs a lot of questions here, folks, because Blake Griffin can opt out and become a free agent at the end of the season. So can Chris Paul. So the biggest question here is, we know damn well the Clippers are not going to win a championship this season. This Griffin injury effectively closed it. It wasn't that high of a percentage anyways, but whatever percentage it was, it is at 0 now. So what does this mean for the Clippers right now and moving forward? Well, for right now, it's pretty simple. You just play it out. I mean, the Clippers have played well without Blake with the CP3, DeAndre pick and roll, and then surrounding them with shooters, but effectively the Warriors will end their season even if they do get past the Utah Jazz. But moving forward, what does this mean for the Clippers' future now? Like I said, Blake Griffin most likely will opt out of his contract and become a free agent, not because he wants to leave LA, but because he's going to want to get a new extension. So now Blake Griffin has become, with this latest injury, a bit of an injury-prone player. His career started with an injury when he missed this rookie season, essentially, when he broke his kneecap, I believe, in a preseason game. So now that Blake Griffin's body is basically betraying him, the Clippers might think twice about offering him a max contract. Do I ultimately think they will offer him a max contract? Yes, I do. Absolutely, other teams will think about it as well, but Blake Griffin will goddamn well get a max contract. He is too talented to not get that. That is not the issue here. The issue is, of course, going to be whether they feel like they should bring back this core again. Now, Chris Paul, there were reports earlier this season that he was actually on board with re-signing with the Clippers. He wanted to stay in LA, and this is where he wanted to be. But everything changes day to day. Injuries change a lot. Teams break up because of injuries. Just look at the Bulls with D Rose's injury history. They had to break that team up because of that. So looking at the Clippers, it is going to take a collective effort from all of the players to decide if they want to stay as the same core and keep giving it a go. Now, Blake Griffin is 28 years old. He's going to turn 29. Chris Paul is well over 30, or around 30, I believe. DeAndre is kind of young, but this core has been together for about 3 to 5 years. So they really have to decide if they want to stay together. And I believe if the players decide they want to stay together, I can see them re-signing, coming back to LA, and just giving it multiple other shots as they can. Here's the thing, right? Everyone likes change. We love when free agents move. We want them to go from team to team. It is hard for me to find a team right now for Blake Griffin where if he goes to that team, they are better than the Warriors or the Cavaliers. I mean, look at the options out there. Boston, can you really say even with Blake Griffin they're better than Cleveland or Golden State? I don't think so. Toronto, Houston maybe. And then you have to factor in, of course, salary cap, OKC, Chicago, other teams like that. And I haven't even looked at their salary cap situation, so we don't even know if they have money for the summer when Blake is a free agent. But there are not a lot of options out there. And sometimes, like I said, rebuilding just for the sake of rebuilding, is it always the right thing? This is actually, in a way, a built-in excuse for the Clippers because they can say, look, we got hurt again, So we don't really know our potential. Who knows? We could have maybe knocked off the Warriors. I'm just saying. And maybe that is what they will utilize to bring the core back. But point being is the grass isn't always greener on the other side with the Clippers. Am I saying their core needs to stay together? No, but it would not be the worst thing in the world if they all came back because, like I said, it is LA, it is Hollywood. They are the Clippers. This is the best era in the franchise's history, and for them to come back and stay together, I mean, really, I think I think Blake would be down for it. Chris Paul is probably the only one who I think is going to think really hard about re-signing with the Clippers. You know, DeAndre is under contract, and all of the other guys are complementary pieces. So I think if Blake Griffin gets offered a max contract by the Clippers this summer, he's going to sign, he's going to stay. Chris Paul is another story. I think Chris Paul has a lot more pressure on him to get a championship ring, hell, get out of the second round first, and make some damage in the playoffs. So for him, I think it's going to be, hey, listen, Doc, because we know Doc Rivers is the GM as well as the coach. Can you get Carmelo over this summer? I need Carmelo without giving up Blake. Can you get Paul George? Can you get a Jimmy Butler? We need to do something else. We need more help, and I need a reason to stay. So for me, ultimately, I believe Chris Paul will go to Doc Rivers and tell him that we need to acquire somebody this summer for me to stay. And if we don't, I'm out of here. In the end, what I see happening, like I said, is I do think the Clippers will offer Blake Griffin a max contract because he is still one of the most talented players in the NBA, albeit injury prone. Blake is still a top 5 power forward. So I do see them offering that contract, and I think Blake will accept because I do think he likes LA and he wants to stay in LA. Chris Paul, I think, is going to have a little bit more of an issue committing to the Clippers, but ultimately I can see it happening. Guys, I can see this core staying together. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Do the Clippers break apart the core? I know it seems like they should, but I'm not 100% sure they will. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.